Next segment is about the San Antonio Spurs. Recently, they made it into the play-in, and because of that, a lot of Spurs fans came to the Pick a Side Pod Twitter. We're going back to an old tweet that we had put out, that I had put out, saying the Spurs are going to be one of the worst teams in the NBA. I even made a $200 bet with this dude named Eric.
What was that?
It was if the Spurs are going to be a bottom 5 team in the West. Yep.
What are they right now?
I wouldn't have bet
they're
against
playing
that.
team.
No, I mean, if Lakers don't fold, we wouldn't be in this conversation.
No, but I mean, even still, like with Pop still active, I trust his basketball mind always. Listen, I would never bet against that.
I did
man.
say that, unfortunately.
I would never bet against that.
This is what I
Right,
say
do
though.
your thing.
Of course, the Spurs have been better than I expected. And looking back at my evaluation, I don't think I was totally off base. I don't.
Keldon Johnson.
Keldon Johnson, I was off. He's been
pretty
super
much it,
efficient.
though.
I think he's been better as a playmaker too. Sometimes they ask him to do some stuff off the dribble.
Definitely improved.
I didn't think DeJounte Murray was going to rise to an all-star player.
We called that. We called that.
I like DeJounte, but I thought it was going to be a little bit of a step below. Not an all-star, but a step below. He's been there, and it's been their effort. I mean, all season long, they're in these close games with some of the top teams in the West. You're right. The Greg Popovich effect. He has this team playing super hard.
This is all the Lakers' fault, man.
But at the same time, the Spurs fans came to our Twitter and were acting like they just won a championship because they made the play-in.
They didn't even make the play-in. It's still decided on if they'll make the play-in.
And they are 10-plus games.
13 games
and
under 500.
Okay, that's even worse. So they're not even a good team, but this is their championship moment. And I'm here wondering why Spurs fans are so excited if they're ruining their chances of getting a top pick in the draft. Maybe they can still get it. But that being said, it helped that the Lakers got hurt. It helped that the Kings don't know what they're doing. It helped that Dame has missed the whole season for Portland and that the Thunder and the Rockets are blatantly tanking. There are teams at the West that aren't even trying. So I don't think it's that crazy. That
I'm not apologizing for nothing. The Spurs still suck. They're 13 games under 500. It shouldn't even be a play-in game for them. Shout out to DeJounte.
I don't think the Spurs suck. I think they have good pieces.
Yeah, I mean, teams can have good pieces and still suck. You know, I think they
13
have.
games under 500. Like y'all say, we suck.
No, you guys legitimately are bad to watch.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
The Spurs are fun to watch.
Spurs are very.
Yeah, the Spurs are competitive,
We're not
and
fun
that's
to
why I
watch.
say they don't suck.
They're a competitive loser.
No, I mean, all right, look.
No, you're right.
No,
I'm just coping right now. Like,
early
it's
on,
hard
when I
and
was
processing.
Sidebar. Early on, when I was talking about Devin Booker, early in his career, you guys were telling me he was playing losing basketball, right? They were still competitive.
I don't know why you say it.
But they okay.
I did. I will tell you right now, I did.
But they were still competitive every single game
Moran.
with a loss margin of less than 5 points that year. So with that being said, like even though they were losing, they were still competitive. So I can't say that team sucks if they're making you play your best game to beat them.
That's fair. So you know what? I'm going to say the competitive losers.
It's funny, but it's true.
Unfortunately,
it's 13 games
because-
under 5. I don't think they should have a play-in. I really don't. I think I tweeted like 4 or 5 days. I don't think the West should have a play-in at all. Like I think the 8 teams are set at this point. There's no reason why a team
Selective play-in from here on out.
There's no reason why a team 13 games under 500 should have a chance to win a couple games and get in.
They have a
been-
top 5
but
point guard though.
There's been teams in
And
NBA.
what?
The NBA.
DeJounte's not top 5.
Give me 5 better.
It's literally 5 in the West.
yes,
Trey,
yes,
Steph,
Trey is not better than
John
DeJounte.
Moran.
Oh my God, you're delusional.
Trey's not better than
He's
DeJounte.
trolling. He's trolling. Yeah, he's trolling.
Okay, Jesus, I'm gonna corner.
Glad Rivers the only person that knows me.
He's definitely trolling because that's insane to say.
Like, come on.
I don't think the Spurs they've been
Might not be
competitive,
top
but
10.
it's like, why make the playoffs? I mean, I get the experience part, but they were just in a play-in last year. They lost. This year, they should have been trying to get a pick to kind of upstart, their lottery. But
One thing I was gonna
The
say to you is
Spurs
that-
feel a lot like the Raptors without Scotty Barnes.
I strongly disagree.
Because they kind of have a Scotty.
Who?
DeJounte.
No.
Who?
I mean, even though Keldon's not a two-way, he's that forward
He's
scorer.
he have the
decent on-
potential
he's decent
like
on
Scotty,
defense
though?
now, but
No, because
I
Scotty has
disagree.
like a good
I think
handle on the
Toronto's
ball.
starting 5 is very solid. One of the better starting 5s.
I'm talking about they both have competitive teams, but the Raptors have a piece that can potentially take them over the top in the next couple of
And
years.
Pascal Siakam still clears everyone.
He's not going to take you anywhere as the number one option.
Toronto's
as a number 2,
competitive
they won
and
the,
they have a
won the
number
title.
Yeah, but they don't have a number one right now.
was-
I think
He
you
was-
could
he
win
was
the
number 2
championship
on
with
offense.
DeJounte Murray.
Kyle Lowry and him split time.
As like the third option, yeah.
No.
Yo, stop.
No, like now I'm not joking.
Oh, what do you say?
No, I think you can win a championship with DeJounte Murray.
Oh yeah,
That's
but
just-
but you need others.
Of course, not just like him and like nobody.
Yeah, I think if he's on Boston, they're
It
championship
took him some
contenders.
time to get here, though.
If If DeJounte's on Boston, they're
No,
championship
but
contenders.
DeJounte walked in the league as one of the better defenders in the NBA. Like as soon as he was in the league, he was
Yeah.
one of the better defenders.
if he was on the Celtics,
Do you have DeJounte Murray on Boston?
They win.
are championship
They
contenders.
win.
They probably win it all.
they're already championship contenders.
Right
Yeah.
now?
Without Rob Williams, it's hard. But I think with Rob, you have to respect that.
With
Like,
Rob,
but
they're
with
championship
Rob,
contenders.
they're like the 5th, 4th team for me.
No, they're a liable chance.
I
They
don't
have a
know,
good
man.
chance
They've
of
been the
winning
best
shit.
team in the NBA,
since January.
which is a good amount of time right
Yeah,
now.
but
That's the second option. You think it'd
I
be
still
that?
think they're like the 4th, 5th best. I still,
DeJounte?
you got the
Milwaukee
Suns.
Suns
As the second best
obviously
player on the
taking
team?
worse. I would lean Boston, respectfully.
Yeah, man.
I don't see how
You think
do
you
that.
think
In my opinion, Celtics
a
would be
team
3.
with LeBron and DeJounte could win a
ridiculous.
championship?
Not ridiculous. You're saying 4, so I'm taking 3.
I don't think so.
Is it
4 or 5.
ridiculous?
It doesn't fit.
I'm not. Name another.
DeJounte's just a two-way player. I mean, he doesn't shoot a lot of threes, but he doesn't need to because he gets his spots.
You're actually crazy for
There's
saying
certain
that,
guys
bro.
that can't shoot it. Just
Just
they
because
don't
we've been
get
hurt.
there.
That's why.
You know what I mean?
Healthy? No.
Exactly why I'm saying that though.
But I'm saying who's better.
But
Right
what do
now?
you think? What do you think about the Spurs though in their future? You think that they're kind of
The problem
getting
is,
into the playoff for no reason because it's going to cost them a top pick?
I mean, if they lose it, no. But the problem with the Spurs is they have Greg Popovich. Greg Popovich is never going to settle for less than trying to win. So in that sense, he's always, no matter who's on the roster, going to try to make the playoffs because that's just how he is. That's how he's always been. So they're kind of in a position. I'm not saying fire Pop. You should never ever think about firing Pop. I think Pop should stay. But Pop has to understand. Yeah, Pop has to understand. Is he going to realize this team needs to rebuild, or I'm going to keep trying to win games?
They've already rebuilt though. This is their rebuild.
It's
I
the
don't think
start of
that
it though.
that's
They
true.
just
They
traded DeMar
rebuilt.
last year. They
I
were
mean,
trying
they-
to win that
And
year.
they just
When they traded
Derek
Kawhi,
White
they
also.
What do you
No.
not like about the Spurs?
What do you mean?
Like,
I don't like that they don't
I
have
feel like
any
okay.
They need
I
more
feel like
scoring,
their
the
cloud in here,
defenses, eh.
like the cloud over the Spurs is like dark.
I don't know how you
I
can
don't
say the
dis-
Spurs aren't a rebuilding team when most of their players are 24 years old. And
they
younger.
are. a
No, I'm
rebuilding
not
team.
saying.
I'm
I'm
saying-
not
You're
saying
saying
that.
this is their rebuild
I'm saying
team.
it sounds
It
like
is their rebuild team.
I
saying-
still think that it's still
I'll
going.
give you an example. I look at
but this is what I'm saying to clarify because Joel misinterpreted. I'm saying like, why does it feel like you guys don't have faith that the Spurs have a bright future?
I'll say this. I look at for me personally, like this is just for me. I look at Detroit, I look at Cleveland, I look at Toronto. Cade can be a superstar. Scotty Barnes can be a superstar. Evan Mobley can be a superstar. I look at San Antonio. There is not one person on that roster, and I'm the biggest DeJounte Murray fan in the world. There's not one player on that roster that I believe can be a superstar. That's why.
So
And Greg
you don't ever
Popovich
think
is
DeJounte can
retiring.
grow into one?
No, I don't think he can be a superstar. I think he's going to be an all-star player for a long time. I don't believe he can be a superstar.
Why not?
I don't think he has it in him.
And
He
who's
has
their
the
next
vision.
coach too?
He has the motor.
He's
He plays
25.
deep. DeJounte?
Yeah. He's
Nah,
pretty-
but this.
he's pretty much gonna like he's pretty much gonna be
You
maybe
said,
a
you
little.
said it like that was old though.
No, I'm saying like we
No,
kind
that's
of.
I'm telling you,
not
with them and young guys, when they finally really start going off, 25 is
No,
old.
I think we kind of know, like we kind of have an
No, I
idea
sit here
what
every
DeJounte
week
is
with
going to
that.
be at his peak.
Like Cameron Johnson, for him doing what he's doing, they don't like him because he's 25.
we don't like him.
You specifically also.
No, that you're misinterpreting that. It's not that we don't like the players.
I'm exaggerating.
But you act as if they're going to be superstars when we're like they kind of already reached their peak. When if you're
DeJounte-
20,
Johnson hasn't reached his peak. DeJounte hasn't
I think
reached
we
his
know
peak.
what DeJounte is going to be at this.
we know what
point.
Cam
I
Johnson's
agree.
going to be too.
See, that's the thing. I
don't know
can't
what he's
sit
gonna
with
be.
that. I can't sit
he
with
could, he
that.
could definitely go to a team and have higher volume, but we know what he is as a player.
Now, what if he gets a tighter handle in 2 off seasons and becomes a shot creator?
Now,
talking about-
do
we're
we
talking
know
about
what Desmond Bane's
Cameron
going to be?
Johnson.
Do we know what Desmond
Bane's
Bane's
a
going to be?
second year player.
And Cameron Johnson's been in the league for
But he's
what, 2-3
older.
years? See, who
That
cares?
matters. He's older.
So
And Desmond Bane's
older.
already better than Cam Johnson.
I
as a
don't-
You can
second
make
I
the
don't-
argument
I don't
that
disagree.
you can make the argument that Cam Johnson's tenure with UNC helped him, like prepared him for the NBA better than it did.
we can't frown upon
Desmond
players
Bane
staying
coming into the league.
in college longer because I want to see that more.
But I just think that like plays into potential.
So I mean, for one, this all came about because you think DeJounte's going to be a superstar.
Yeah.
No, I think
I don't
know,
think
no,
anybody
no, no,
thinks
no, no.
DeJounte's going to be a superstar.
Let's clarify it. What I said was I
Why
think
can't he
there's
be?
why can't he be? There's a chance.
Okay.
I'm not saying that definitively in a couple years.
you think
we'll
he
look
could
There's a
top
chance
10 player
for
in the league?
everything.
You think he'd be a top 10 player in the league? That's a superstar. No, stop. Don't say nothing.
Well, top 15 is now.
Don't let him drag that. Exactly.
That's
Thank
not
you very
true.
much.
Okay, fine. Do you think he could be a top 15 player in
Hell
the league?
no.
No.
He won't even be a top 5
I'll
point
tell you
guard
what,
in his prime.
top 20 borderline, because even, let's say, if Zion's not top 15, I still say Zion's a superstar.
21
All right.
years
Zion's
old.
will be top 15.
He
I
would be
agree.
top
No,
10.
but I'm just saying,
probably in like 4 or
27
5
Top
years.
20, you could still
I'm saying
debate that there could be
DeJounte's 25
superstars.
years old.
Oh, no, listen,
And
I'm not
this
siding
is-
You think Zion's gonna be a top 10 player?
He can
could
be.
be. Bro, in
I
year
think that's
two-
more
in-
liable than
bro,
saying
bro,
DeJounte could
in
be a
year-
superstar.
In year 227. In year 227.
Zion's floor is DeJounte's ceiling.
That's even. I don't even know about that.
yeah,
That
for
might-
real.
That might
No,
be.
you're right,
Zion's
Rev.
floor might be better than DeJounte's ceiling. Honest to God, like not even trying to be funny.
That's
It might be.
That's how you see it.
Can
I don't want to say
DeJounte
it.
Murray
Zion's
ever
floor
be?
might be better than DeJounte's attic.
Can DeJounte
Sky.
Oh, y'all trying to violate.
I love DeJounte, but it's
we're
like, I
not
know he's gonna
violating.
be.
We're comparing him to the best of the best.
We kind of already know what DeJounte's going to be. Bro.
Can he
He's
ever
gonna
be
a good
better
player,
than
but-
John Morant?
No,
Hell no.
especially no.
There's no way in hell.
No,
And it's
no.
just
Or
unfortunate.
Trey, or
But all these
Luka.
top guys struggle against him.
Because he's a lock. We know he's a lock-up defender.
But he
Nobody's
needs to-
denying
his
that.
offense,
That's
like,
why
he-
I think he
his
can be like
offense-
He's
a
not a
playmaker.
shooter. He's not a shooter.
He can be a third guy.
No,
But
and his
he-
field goal
he
percentage is
gets-
butt.
But he gets to his spots.
He's
though.
not. He's not that guy. He's not
he
that
has
guy.
the ability to get to his spots.
He
It's
is.
all about
He's,
knocking
you know who he's
down
like?
these shots
He's
now.
like Drew Holiday. He's not that guy you can build a championship team around. He's that guy where you plug in and he's the championship missing piece. That's the
Question:
guy
if
he
you
is.
put him on Milwaukee and switch him with Drew, are they still the same?
Ooh, I think Drew's still a little more
I
seasoned
agree.
and experienced.
I
That's
so I
agree.
would
wait,
say
hold
no.
up. That's a perfect comp, though. I kind of feel like
That is a
we
perfect
kind of
comp.
feel like DeJounte's going to be a Drew Holiday level player.
I don't think that's a valid comp.
Why?
Don't hate. That's
I
valid,
wouldn't
right?
jack that.
I'll tell you what.
Right?
He's
I'll tell
feeling
you,
good.
but I'll tell you this: DeJounte's more athletic. He's a little bit better of a playmaker.
Drew
He
is
can
sneaky
rebound.
athletic. He just doesn't
Yeah,
use
no, agreed.
it. He's sneaky
agreed.
athletic.
Agreed. I'm just saying, like quickness in terms of like being that
Yeah.
twitchy type player, but
And Drew's a better shooter.
better shooter, better defender.
But Drew's also 30s.
But we got into this
For sure.
We got
DeJounte would
into
be
this
better.
tangent
Drew's a better
because
defender by far. Like he's a better defender. Like
Because he can guard bigger guards better than bigger players better than
this-
DeJounte. He can. He can. You're putting
This-
Drew
I'm
on
not a
Kevin Durant.
DeJounte fan, bro. I've watched a couple Spurs games this year, bro, and what I've seen from DeJounte, like
Drew Holiday's getting put on Kevin Durant for games. DeJounte Murray's not doing that.
3-4 years ago.
No, he just did it last year in the playoffs. Drew just did that, bro.
Okay, I understand. Hold up. We're
Did he
going on-
not, bro?
He gets cooked. I ain't gonna say.
Yeah, like I'm about to say, like
He
can we just go
gets
look
cooked.
at
He gets cooked. He's 7 feet. He gets
Right now,
cooked.
this is what I'm
What's
saying.
going on?
We're
He
going
gets
on a
cooked.
tangent right now.
You're right, you're right, you're right, you're right, you're right.
Of Keith's word choice
7
of
feet.
he can be. But ultimately, you don't think he's going to be that. That's why I'm kind of confused here because you're like defending the case, but you don't think he's going to be that.
I don't think he can
thinks
be in San Antonio.
He wants to be- he wants
it's
to
all
keep it
bro.
an
You
open
could say it.
discussion.
Yes, you think he can be. Just you can be real. You
Bro,
think
be
he,
honest.
look at the smile on his face.
He don't want to get destroyed. That's why.
Yo, bro,
We all been there, Keith. I feel
I'm just
you.
saying, bro.
Keith
like,
is gonna wait for somebody to comment. I believe, and then he's gonna be like, "See, I believe it too."
I said it
Just
right to
the-
Rev. Like, yo, I said it right to you. Like, yo, bro, look, see, I knew I was a
That's
wild.
exactly. It's okay, bro. I think he could
So
be
a lot of
third guy,
things
though.
can happen, but I don't think they will.
I think it's like a 20%.
Sometimes you got to say things with your chest, and
live with it later.
Just do me a favor. Search up who's second in the league in triple doubles.
It's probably DeJounte because you clearly the answer.
He
the way,
definitely he's not even top 2. Luka and Jokic are definitely over him. Top
All right,
2.
I
You want to bet?
you
I
just
bet- I
told
bet
me
you
an
50.
hour ago
It's
you're not a
probably
betting
because
man.
DeJounte Murray
I bet you 50.
stat pads. That's why.
stop it, bro. You're not a betting man.
You just told me you're not a
I know.
Stay true to
That
yourself.
would have just been. He'd have just had to pay me.